Om Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Yenakshara Samamnayam Adhigamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Vagartha Viva Samprikto Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Namaste everyone, welcome. So we have some Sandhi right away up on the board. So we have to get fresh, we gotta get ready. So our Visarga Sandhi. Now I've kind of mixed up a few here so that we can purposefully have more difficulty, right? Because only when we have difficulty will we grow and will we go stretch. Now I'm gonna hide the chart. Let's do that. Okay, so we'll work through it together. I might need the chart back. It's okay if we do, there's no problem. We have the chart, we can use the chart if we need it, but let's try not to. Okay, so we have Ramaha Dadati. So your Visarga, Purva Akara, and Para is Da. Da is a soft consonant. Yeah. Okay, so when you have a Visarga soft consonant, it's what we call Namo Namaha Sandhi. So Ramo Dadati. The second one right below that, Ramaha Uhaha. That's really fun to say. Ramaha Uhaha. I'm not sure what Uha, I'll have to look it up. But we have Akara, Visarga, U. Now, if we have to look at the Purva first, right? It's A, any vowel or soft consonant that follows, the Visarga drops. So Guna Guneshu Sandhi. Right? So Rama Uhaha would be when you put it together. Guruhu Ikshate. Ukara E. So now I don't have I don't have A, but I have U. Now U is part of Ich, right? Anything other than that avarna. So we have Ich plus Ich, which is, when you meet them together, this is what we learned last time. This is Gurur Brahma Sandhi, right? Basically anything when you have Ich preceding, any vowel or soft consonant is going to become Repa, the Rakara. So Gurur Ikshate. So just pulling up the chart, you can see how we're just going down on the left, and this whole section right here, right, is all that Repa. There's a little exception in the corner. We're just gonna not look at the exceptions right now, okay, these smaller squares. Those will come at the end. Okay. Ramaha Gachati, right? Akara, soft consonant again, right? So Ramo Gachati. We have then harihi and asti. Can you tell me in the chat what is harihi plus asti? Yeah, so we just did this, right? When we have ich plus any vowel or soft consonant, then it's that ra comes in. So harir asti. Okay, harir asti. All right, then same thing with that last one, harir gachati. Okay, so let's stop there. Let me hide all of these. Let's chant our Maheshwara Sutra. Oh, we'll chant it together, okay? Om a I un rilik e ong I ouch haya varatha lan ngama gana nam jhabanya ghadadash jabagardadash kapha chatha jatatav kapai shashasar hal iti maheshwarani sutrani. Okay, hopefully it's becoming a little easier to pronounce at least. So we're going to jump straight again with Visarga Sandhi. We're going to start again with Visarga Sandhi. If you want to open your book, we're going to look at Dukkham Sandhi. Dukkham Sandhi, painful Sandhi. Right after Guru Brahma. So that's, my pages numbers are slightly different, but I have it on page 31. That's probably around your page 28, somewhere around there. '29. I was okay. Good. Getting close. All right. Okay, so far we've seen this much, right? So far on our chart of the Visarga Sandhi, right? We don't need to pull this up. You can look at the screen with me, right? So we've seen this much so far, all the purva, and then we've seen the vowels and soft consonants. Now we're going to go a little bit farther on the chart, right? We're going to start looking at hard consonants, which is on the right half of the chart. Okay, it looks big, but it's actually really only like 2 rules that come. Okay, it's not as difficult as it seems. So we're going to look at that whole right side of the, well, not the whole right side today, but we're going to look at the right side as we go forward. What we're going to focus on today is when we have anything, right? We have any one of these over here. H, so any vowels, right? Visarga is always preceded by a vowel. It can't be preceded by a consonant, okay? So any vowel, Visarga and ka. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at the rule, Dukkham Sandhi. It's not painful, it's just called Dukkham Sandhi. All right, so here we have Visarga preceded by any vowel, right? So basically anything, and followed by ka or ka. When that happens, we get something called jifwa muliya. Okay, say that with me. You can repeat after me. Jifwa muliya. Oh, zoomed in a little bit too much. Jifwa muliya. Okay, so notice there's a ha and a va. And how we say that usually, jihwa, jihwa. It's like an F kind of rolls off your tongue when you get that H and the V together. Jihwa muliya. Okay. Now, literally, what jihwa muliya means is mula means root. And jihwa is your tongue. So root of your tongue. Okay? Now, this is a particularly nice sounding sound. Jihwa muliya is not a nice sounding sound. It's when you roll the back of your tongue against the top of your mouth, almost like you're about to spit. Okay? So I'll say, okay? It should vibrate on the back of your mouth. Now, please don't spit on whoever's next to you or the textbook, please, right? So every time we have a visarga before a ka or ka, that sound wants to come out, okay? Now, how we write that in our language, how we usually denote that by this little symbol, which is like this, okay? Medaji, what she likes to call it, what I like to call it is smiley sad. So we call it the smiley sad instead of jihwa muli. Okay, so you'll sometimes see this in textbooks, smiley sad. That's to show that sound, we write that symbol. Okay, an example, right? Ramaha katayati becomes, say with me, Ramach katayati. I'm emphasizing it a little bit more so we can hear it. When you're speaking faster, it won't come off as strong. But Ramach katayati. Ramach katayati. Second one, Ramaha khadati. Ramach khadati. Ramach khadati. Okay, so there's no real, the visarga, just that transformation of sound takes place. Now, right, if we look at why it's called dukkham sandhi, technically, right, between this u and the ka, when you write dukkham, there's actually visarga there. So I happen to say, I say dukkham very casually, but really it would be dukkham, almost a little bit more emphasis. I mean, right? Dukkham. Because there's that visarga and a ka. Dukkham, the word means, right, pain or sorrow. It should be a little bit difficult to say. Now, there is an exception, of course, right? It can't be that easy. When you have that vowel and visarga, followed by ka, and shad, okay? Now that sounds more difficult than it is. So we already saw ka and ka. Now that has to be followed by something called shad. Shad, if we look at the Maheshwara Sutra, is any of these S sounding words, so we call sibilants. Sha, sha, sa. Okay, so it's these three letters. So you can write that below shar in your book, right? Sha, sha, sa. Maybe it says it there. It doesn't say. It just says shar. So we can write sha, sha, sa, so that we can know when it's easier. Now, but mostly when we see this, we see this special letter, ksha. When we see that special letter, ksha, we don't use the jihwa muliya. Meaning that we have to pronounce the visarga fully. Okay? So I say, Ramaha Shamyante. Okay? So I don't make the jihwa muliya song. I say the visarga fully there. Ramaha Shamyate. Usually you will see this letter when this happens. Okay? So sometimes when I'm chanting a mantra, when you see that ksha, you'll see me say the whole visarga and not the jifamuliyah. Okay? We'll see some examples, hopefully. All right. So you can say it with me, okay? First one. Kaivartakah Keshavaha. These are all from the Gita, by the way, most of them, okay? Most of them are from Bhagavad Gita. So, Kaivartakah Keshavaha. When we chant, we have to say it like that. Yogah Karmasu, and then Koshalam, second chapter. Yogastah Kuru Karmani. Vidmah Katarat. Sorry. Yajnah karma sumadbhavaha. Nigrahah kim. Okay? Doing okay? All right. So then she gives a little bit longer. Yoginah karma kurvanti. Prasaktah kama bhogeshu. Then the rest, you don't have to do for homework because all you have to write is this, but you have to make sure you write the smiley sad in between. Okay? That's the symbol. We write that in between the two words. Do you need me to write it out? No, we're okay. So you just write the first word, no visarga, instead you put that's the jifamuliya symbol there between the two. Except for which number? Yeah, okay, I can see you saying it. Number 19, right? Number 20. Number 21. Number 22. Sukhinaha Kshatriyaha Sukhaha Shami Dhritihi Shama. There's no Jifamuliya there because you have that Ka plus Shar, which makes that symbol, special symbol Ksha. Okay, any questions so far? You can put a little question mark in the chat, or if you know how to raise your hand on Zoom, you can do that. Okay. Now, let's stop there. We might come back to our Sandhih book if we have time at the end. Okay, there's one question. Mukulji, go ahead.
First one, Kaivartakaha Keshavaha. Is that considered ka followed by sha, or is it like has to be combined and sha?
Yeah, so here we have a, right? Keshava. So there's that a in between.
Oh, okay.
So it has to be right afterwards. Right here we have an a in between the two, ka and sha.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. So that's why that's not there, because even though it looks like it, you see that ekara. You can see it better in the English. Okay. Rupaji, I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me unmute.
No,
So ksha is not sha sa sha. So why are we doing that? Ksha is a ka. I mean, when you type ksha, it is ka and sha. So then why?
Yeah.
Oh, because it is ka and sha, but then it gets jiva
transformed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we have ka plus sha, right? Oh, sorry, I'm writing in two languages. All right, let me just. these two together become ksha. So I have ka and shar, which is one of the shar, right? So when that happens, there's an exception to the rule and no jifwa mulya. So we don't do jifwa mulya. We just, you have to say the whole visarga as it is. Like, Ramaha shamyate. I don't say Ramah shamyate because I have ka followed by sha. Because of that, there's no jifva mulya, I have to put the whole visarga, so I have to say Ramaha shamyate. Okay, so no smileys. Okay, great. And Nilimanji, go ahead.
The example of Kaivartaka Keshavaha, instead of the word Keshava, say if it was Kasturi, Kaivartakaha plus Kasturi, so that the Shasar rule will follow that.
No, because Kasturi is just ka, right?
Kasturi.
Yeah, but ka and sturi, right? So you have, if you write it in English, it would be K-A-S-T-U, right? So
Right.
you have that A.
Akara.
You need ka just followed by, so so it's not ka followed by sha, it's ka. You have to get rid of the afterwards.
Oh,
So that's why kasturi the rule will not apply.
so is there a word like that?
Yeah, only you see it here, sha.
Shama.
On ka and sha. That's the only time you see.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So when you see that ksha, that's when it comes up.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Now let's switch gears. We're going to our book one. We're going to Kim Shabda. Kim Shabda is on page 98. Page 98 of your book one, Kim Shabda. This is a new one we're gonna learn today. Now, Kim, right, is not your neighbor named Kim. Kim is a question word. It's a, what they say, interrogative pronoun. Interrogative is, you see the word interview, right? Same kind of, it means questioning, right? Interrogative means questioning word. Okay, so Kim, we have one questioning word and we get all the question words from Kim. Okay, we'll see what we mean in a second. Let's just look first. Let's just say Kim is what for now, but we'll see how it transforms depending on the vibhakti. Let's chant it. You can repeat after me. Okay? Kaha ko ke, kam ko kan, kena ka bhyam kaihi, kasmai ka bhyam kebhyah, kasmat ka bhyam kebhyah, kasya kayoho kesham, kasmin kayoho keshu. Okay, this is very similar to what we did with sarva, okay? But we just have to see as if we're declining just ka, okay? Ka will decline just like sarva. Kaha ko ke, just like sarvaha, sarvo, sarve, sarvam, sarvo, sarvan, sarvena, sarvabhyam, sarvahi, sarvasmai, etc., right? So this is going to decline the same way. Now, depending on the declension, the English translation of the word what will slightly change, okay? Because we have more nuance. Well, I don't know where there's more nuance, but we have more words to denote the same things. Okay, right, like we have these question words. right? I got this from Woodward English, okay? Now you'll see why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to insult you because I know you know what this means, but I'm doing this for a purpose. You'll see why in a moment, okay? When we see the word, for example, who, we're talking about a person or, right? Usually a person that we're talking about, right? Who is calling? Who will reach the phone first? Now, when you think of person, which karaka usually denotes a person? Right? Or the doer, right? Who is calling? Who's the doer, right? The doer, the person, right? That's usually called the karta karaka, right? Karta karaka. And karta karaka is denoted by the first case, right? Kartari, pratama. So we can write next to, we can write who, usually told by, right, first case. When we're translating Kim in 1-1, you'll usually want to say who. Or if it's 1-3, it's who all. We don't have dual in English, so we would say, in English, we would say which two for 1-2, right? Which two. We wouldn't say who two. Say which two. So first case, who, which two, or who all. Now, if I have the word, let's just keep going in order. I don't want to make this too easy, right? When. Which, let's do where first. Where. Which, I won't say karaka, we're going to take an extension to which case do you think the word where will fit in? You can tell me in the chat. Which case do you think the word where? I can see some hands going up. That's fine too. Okay, looking good. Looking good so far. Yeah. Seventh case is connected to adhikaranam, right? So when we use where, when I want to use this seventh case, I'm going to translate in English as where or in which place, right? Usually. So what you can do is next to this part right here, right? Next to seventh, you can write where or in which. You can write it all in this section next to the book, in the margin, right? Where or in which. Now the next one, when. When can I go on vacation? They're teaching us American English, so of course that's a question, right? When can I go on vacation? When is connected to which case? You can put your fingers, or you can tell me in the chat. And now we've seen this is a little bit more tricky. Adhikaranam, locus, can be in terms of place. It can also be in terms of time. Adhikaranam is connected to seventh place, right? In terms of time. So when I'm talking about time, I can also say seventh case. When I'm talking in terms of time, I can say when, or I can say in which, or at, yeah, or at what time. I can say at what time maybe, but seventh in terms of time. So you have to see the context by which the seventh case is being used, right? You can open up page 86 to help you out. Page 86 will give you a clue for the next one. Okay? Now, when I want to say why are you angry? It's quite a comical photo too. Why are you angry? Now, when I ask the question why, I want to know a cause, right? Why, usually followed by because. I want to find the cause. Now, which case is usually connected to cause? You can say, I don't know if you need a clue. Yep, okay. Yeah, so there's a clue given in the chat. Hetu means cause. Hetu means cause. So you see that in fifth case. You see it in one more place though. You see it in one more place. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sumana, right, yeah. So third case, third or fifth case. So when I want to say, put that in the third or fifth. So oftentimes you'll say kasmat, right? Kasmat, or sorry, yeah. Kasmat is fifth case. So kasmat karanat, because of what reason? Or, right? Or why? What it, you know? Or you'll see kena, third case. Or kebya, or kaihi rather. Or kebya. Now you might see also because, you'll see because of what? You might see that as a translation also. Because of what? So don't get fixed to this. It might be a little bit like around these, but you're getting a general idea about how we're coming up with these, right? Based on this. Now, right, the word what refers to a specific thing or an object. Okay? The word object is a clue for what case you can see this in. Yeah, you could, right? Yeah, you can often see it in the second case. So what is making that sound? Now, one thing to note that all the duals will usually be in the word what. Right. What two things are going, what two things are making that sound, what two things, etc. Right? But what is a little bit of a flexible word, so you might see what kind of more pervasive than second case. So I'm not going to write anything next to it, just because what is more, your go-to is what. Okay, your go-to, your first guess should be the word what, and then you can see which context. Okay, we don't need to see which or how because we have separate words for those two that we'll see later on. Okay. While we're going to flip to the back of the book, exercise 18, but while we're doing that, does anybody have any questions? Oh, time is up. Oh no. Okay, we're not going to flip to the back of the book. I will still take your questions though. What the homework is we will actually, so exercise 18, what you will do is you can fill in, right? You have already done this with tad, yad, etad. Now fill it in with Kim. So you're going to decline Kim for each of these. And you're going to try to translate them. Now, why I'm saying we can translate them without, how about translate half of them? Because that'll take more, it'll take a lot of time. Okay, translate half of them. So maybe 1 through 9. You can use the answer guide to help you, right? And we'll do one in the next class to make sure we're clear, but use the answer guide to help you. And let me know if you want to spend more time. We'll spend a little bit more time next class, but let me know if it's becoming too difficult. We can spend a good amount more time. Note in the answer guide, oh no, never mind. I don't think it's with this. Exercise 17, there was a slight typo in exercise 17. If you find any typos in the answer guide that just don't quite make sense, I would usually I would say that most of them are correct, but there's 1 or 2 that I found that aren't exactly correct. If you find a mistake, let me know. I've been telling Medaji and she's been correcting them as we go. So this is a note there, okay? All right, we're gonna stop with our Sanskrit class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. If you have any questions, you can